everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this card using the Hexagon Stencil from Close to My Heart and some Distress Oxide inks. So that's a stencil, and I've just got a selection of Oxide ink colors. And then I'm going to be using the stitched hexagons and the Thank You Kindly stamp. And these are all found in the core catalog from Close to My Heart. So I'm taking a piece of white daisy cardstock and I'm taping it down to my glass mat, and then I'm just going to apply a wash of color in 3 different Distress Oxide colors on my card panel, and I'm putting them down so that they layer over each other, and I'm creating kind of a blend of different colors, and I'm just going back and forth and blending them together until I like what I see. And I'm just going to add some more raspberry and cover the blueprint sketch and make another color blend with those, and then I'll go back with the other color, just back and forth until I like the way they're blended. You can use any colors you want. Some colors do create a little mud though, so be mindful of that, but most of the colors blend together beautifully. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a box to spritz some of this pixie spray on my stencil with. It's a low-tack spray adhesive, and you just do a couple of spritzes on it and let it set up for 30 seconds to a minute. And then you can place it down on your stencil, and it'll make sure that every nook and cranny is attached to your art panel and it doesn't move around. I'm still taping it down to my glass mat just to be sure, but you want all of those intricate pieces to be against your art panel so nothing seeps underneath the edges. So in a second you'll see me bring in my my microfiber cloth just to press it down some more, just to be sure. So I'm using some baby wipes. They're just basic baby wipes. These don't have any fragrance or extras in it, so it's just a baby wipe, and I'm going around through all these little hexagon shapes and pouncing the baby wipe to get some moisture in each of those hexagons so that I can start the oxidation process. And it wasn't going quite quick enough for me. I can see it's happening now that I see it on camera, but it wasn't happening quite fast enough, so I gave it a spritz of water just to speed things up, and then I'm just dabbing the water away, and I'm getting those little sections to oxidize. Okay, and then the last step, I'm going to take some of this shimmer spray from Sukaniko and give it a couple of spritzes, so each of those hexagons will have some sparkle and shine. So we'll get cleaned up here, and then we'll do the big reveal. Okay, so we'll peel away our stencil, and then you can see how those hexagons were oxidized, and I'll give you a close-up in just a second. You'll see all the shimmer from the shimmer spritz, and that looked cool. All right, so now we have our art panel. Now I'm going to bring in my Versamat, and I'm going to use the soft side for stamping, and I have a piece of white daisy cardstock and some black ink, and I'm going to stamp Thank You Kindly. This is our little M-size stamp. It's in the core catalog, and it's only $3.95. Great for cards. Okay, so I've stamped that out, and then I'm going to bring my big shot in. Okay, so I'm going to cut out the Thank You Kindly with a stitched hexagon. It's a set of various sizes of hexagons from Close to My Heart. So I'm going to cut that out. We'll run that through. And then I'm going to bring my inked panel in, and I'm going to use the largest hexagon. And yes, I am leaving part of that hexagon over the edge because that's going to be the edge of my card, and I want it to go off the edge of the card. So That was intentional. Okay. So we have that all done, and then we're ready to start building our card. So I have a side folding A2 size card, and these are some of the new mix-in papers, and I'm going to make that the base of my card. So I'm cutting it down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I'm just going to lay everything on my card front to see how it looks when I've got everything laid down. So I'm liking that design, but I feel like it needs a little extra something. So I've brought in some of this holographic paper. It's called Majestic. And then I have another set of hexagons, and that set, I believe it's from Tonic. And so I cut them just a little bit larger than my stitch hexagons so that I could have a border of that holographic paper around each one. It kind of made them pop a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to start assembling my card. I'm just using Tombow tape runner to put my card together, and it sticks really nicely to the holographic paper. So we'll get that down. Sometimes just those little touches just make things pop a little bit better when you start assembling your card. So I'm going to put my larger hexagon on the front of my card, and I'm leaving part of it to hang over the edge. And so I'm going to adhere it and then flip it over and just trim off that excess. Just a little art design tip that just gives a little more interest to the card front. And then I'm going to pop my sentiment, and these foam tape bits are left over from shaker card foam tape. That's the extra that you get when you purchase those. After you use your foam circle, you get some extra pieces to use on other things. Okay, so I'm going to put that down, and then the last step is some liquid pearls, and this is lavender lace. I love this color. This one and the black one, they're my absolute favorites. And you just squeeze out some of these drops, and they're self-leveling, and they look like pearls. Give them time to set up. I usually let it sit overnight so they set up. Okay, there's my finished card. I'll make a list of all the supplies that you'll need with links in the description below, and you can go to the URL in the upper right corner, and I've also got a link in the description so you can shop there. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching.